Shalom, shalom, Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Rakakwadah, Shalom to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, and shalom to my Akim Waqwaftim who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawa coming at you with another lesson. Luke chapter 6, verse 25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Today's lesson is going to be on these two videos I had seen, where basically you had these two devils, Elon Musk, who's laughing at stories of workers that get fired, and you got this Donald Trump, who's basically laughing at how his rich billionaires are making money or making bank off of the freaking tariffs that he imposed, while everyone else is suffering. All right, so yeah, this is, I'm gonna let these videos play, and then I'm gonna go into it.
Donald Trump's audio was just caught on this video explaining that his billionaire friends made billions yesterday with tariffs and stock market manipulation. The SEC has got to investigate.
It's not just George. It's not just Trump. It's actually another person. He made $2.5 billion today. He made $900 million. It's exponential.
Oh my God, Donald Trump's audio was just caught on this video explaining that his
The new reports, Elon Musk has been responding with laughing emojis to reports of fired federal workers saying that their lives have been ruined by Elon Musk and Doge cutting their jobs. The world's richest man thinks it's funny that average, everyday, working class people are having their lives ruined by him. According to the report from Rolling Stone, quote, Musk has regularly privately messaged associates and confidants about reports from federal staffers about how their lives have been wrecked, and has been known to react with laugh-crying emojis to their stories. Musk's cavalier attitude toward fired federal workers was also confirmed on the record by Ben Vizcarro, a wildlife biologist with the Los Padres National Forest, who had been fired by Musk earlier this year. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Vizcarro described an encounter he'd had with Musk after seeing him at Donald Trump's address before Congress.
So yeah, basically you see this man Elon Musk is laughing at people who are losing their job and can't, fucking pay, like they can already barely pay rent even with their jobs, but people are already suffering, and then he's laughing at their suffering, especially when he was actually bitching himself about his cars getting burnt down and stuff like that, and his stocks or whatever basically going down. And you have this man Donald Trump, who's literally saying, oh yeah, we made I got some billionaire friends or whatever making 900 million or whatever the fuck with the whole tariffs and stuff like that. And again, it's just like you got these people are literally laughing at the American system basically getting fucked up. And the thing is, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 1, a wise judge will let me start over. Ecclesiasticus chapter 10 verse 1, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. An unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Now over here you see as an unwise king will destroy his people, and the people take after. Oh my God, I keep on forgetting. The people are suffering because of the actions of their leader. The leader is in charge of making sure the people are taken care of, but he's not instructing them properly. He's just saying, oh yeah, just trust me, you guys gotta do this and the third, but in actuality he's just thriving and enjoying everything while everyone else has to suffer. All right, Proverbs chapter 29 verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So when you have these unrighteous leaders leading us or running us down to the ground, all right, this is what is happening, where we are all suffering because of the terrible leaders. All right, so that's why Yahawashi needs to return and lead properly. Okay, because even when Yahawashi returns, and even when Yahawashi punishes and judges these devils. Okay, even when Yahushua is going to be in authority, he's going to send righteous judgment on them. After all is said and done, literally everybody is going to be happy that Yahushua is ruling, even if they aren't Israelites, because the thing is that we're not. The world is not supposed to be as it is now, because the thing is that the fact of the matter is that Esau is, overworking the land. He's overworking the people. He's hoarding all the resources to himself rather than actually letting other people have it. And that's the thing where we're not going to be like Esau. We're not going to be we have what's it called, customs, like for example the Sabbath. Even with as a matter of fact, let me just get it. Bear with me. Exodus chapter 20 verse 10. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, nor thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. So on the Sabbath day, absolutely nobody is allowed to work. We're not allowed to work ourselves. You can't send your children to do work. You can't even send your servants whose literal job is to serve you. Even they are not allowed to work on the Sabbath day. So that just further goes to show that even for us, when we if to put it on in a perspective that you're able to actually understand, if this exact same system was translated onto Yahawashi's kingdom, which is not going to be, by the way, but let's just say that Yahawadah is a CEO of a company, okay? He's literally going to say, okay, on the Sabbath day, all you guys, you're not allowed to work. Go home, go rest, go do whatever you want. That's your day to rest. Like, that's literally how the Lord is. Whereas Esau literally expects you to work every single day and to make as much money. And that's the thing. Let me also get this, because that's how Esau set his that's how Esau set his kingdom up to be, as a replacement to the hardcore slavery of just beating us down. Chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the inquiries of our father which departed from the Lord our power. Where we are now subject to payments, as in like we have to pay for multiple different bills, electricity, water, and stuff like that. When one big thing is that during slavery, even during slavery, we were already being housed, because we weren't making money. We were just servants at their thing. We were just servants, or slaves, like not servants, but slaves, and just working for free. But we got housed and we got fed. And over here, instead, they make us still do the work, but instead they make us go and provide our own housing and stuff like that, while they give us pennies comparatively compared to the actual millions of dollars that they make. So that's why you have these multi-million-dollar freaking companies, like let's say for McDonald's, for example, probably making a lot more compared to the workers who's it's commonly insulted and commonly used as a joke at how little McDonald's workers use. All right, so yeah, that's basically how Esau set the system up to be. So you have to do all these hustling, have multiple jobs and stuff like that, where you're working like a slave, and maybe even worse than a literal slave, okay, at times, because you have to, the cost of living and cost of all these things are so substantial that you can't afford it with these low paying jobs. All right, so yeah, basically, like, this is where we're at right now, where they're laughing at us, or living it up, enjoying being demons and stuff like that, and they're basically laughing at how all of us are poor and unable to provide for ourselves, as they put us in these situations. Okay, now Ephesians chapter 4 verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro, carried about with every wind of doctrine by the slave of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And this is one of the big things where you have so many people that constantly say, more specifically Jake, who constantly say, oh, you have to go vote, you have to go do this, you have to go do that, oh, things going to get better, blah blah blah. And in actuality, it's like things are constantly being set up, especially with, like, for example, the election, whatnot. The election, even when I keep on bringing this up, because this is the only example I'm able to remember and easily reference with, because it was so controversial. But the whole Hillary and Donald Trump election thing. Hillary literally won the popular vote. She won, as in, and when I say popular vote, the popular vote is representative of the actual population, each individual person, like, putting their vote in for which president they want. And Hillary won more of the popular vote, but yet Donald Trump still won the election. He still became the president, because the president is not determined by the people, but it's determined by the elites. And they have this whole big thing where you have these dumbasses that literally say, oh, go and vote so we can get some change, this and the third one. In actuality, our votes do not matter. Number one, the people's votes do not matter, number one. And then number two, our votes in general as Israelites, okay, they absolutely do not matter, because the amount of votes from us is just so small in comparison that we do not have any actual effort to change, to see who is to decide who's going to be the next president. All right, if the popular vote actually mattered. So next, Titus chapter 1 verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped. Slakia. Titus chapter 1 verse 11, whose mouths must be stopped, who subvert whole houses, teaching things which they ought not, for filthy lucre's sake. And once again, this goes back into Esau, because Esau is always doing this for money. He's always trying to profit off of not just us, but everybody and everything, where you have these Middle Eastern countries that are trying to say, hey, get out of our land, blah blah blah. And it's just Esau. It's always just Esau that's trying to exploit and take over the people. Okay, so Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Okay, so once again, it goes back into Esau sees us in our calamity, he sees us in our issue, sees us in our trouble, and he constantly is forwarding the affliction on top of the fact that we are suffering. We're in captivity. We're suffering by the punishments of YAHAWAH, the judgment, the curses, and whatnot. And then you have Esau, who is adding fuel to the fire to continue to make things work worse for us. All right. So now we also have this. Lucky I should have gotten this earlier. Psalm chapter 73 verse 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, for there are no bands in their deaths, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Their pride compass them about as a chain, the violence covereth them as a garment. And that's the thing, where you have they are protected by their violence, their threat to violence, more specifically, as in, okay, so if Jake does something, then they can just call the police, and the police will most likely side with the Edomite. That's number one. There's also their military force, where it comes to other nations, they just say, okay, well, we have a bomb, we're gonna do this if you don't comply, this time the third. And that's why you have these wars that are going on right now. And then on top of that, as I mentioned before, in another lesson, Slakia, as I mentioned in another lesson before, how they have set up all these different laws and stuff like that, but they don't apply those same laws to themselves. Like, they are able to get away with doing, but they're able to get away with murder. They're able to get away with a whole bunch of different terrible things. All right, but let someone else do that, they wouldn't get away with it. For one example is the whole Epstein Island thing, where you got R. Kelly, which the only one with R. Kelly that I actually know is because I think what happened with him, I could be wrong about this, but with him, he talked to the parents, I think, and I think he paid the parents to basically just give them his kid or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in the freaking in the Hollywood world. And the parents basically gave up their kids, and like after he lost his money and all that stuff, that was when Esau was like, okay, well, now we're gonna go after him. Now we're gonna stop him from doing all this stuff and stuff like that. Not because it's the right thing to do, but because, well, we want to punish him specifically because of whatever bullshit that he did. And on top of that, we also have P. Diddy, who's doing a bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's a bunch of bad things, but it's primarily because, you know, he is basically a part of Esau's whole thing and whatnot. All right, so that's another aspect of it. Okay, so yeah, P. Diddy, R. Kelly, that other guy, Bill Cosby, all of them, they're able to get in trouble, but you know, let it be Esau that gets accused of something. Okay, well, he's not gonna be facing any type of repercussions for his actions. Okay, now finally, Proverbs chapter 30, verse 8: remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenient for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of my power in vain. And that's the thing, where they have so much power, so much money, so much authority in this society, where they have a false sense of security, and they think, okay, well, no one can touch me, no one can do anything. You know, I'm just gonna keep on doing whatever I'm gonna do. And you know, that's Esau. That's Esau's life for you, where he is getting away with literally everything. But on the flip side, you know, very soon YAHAWAH is going to judge Esau for his wickedness. So with that, criticism was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahawah, Shem Yahawashi, Shem Rakwadah, the elders and apostles, great millstone, above ball, and shalom.